At the very end of the Parsha, God says, do not ascend my altar via steps so that you won't uncover your nakedness. What does that mean? Rashi in his commentary says, it means that if steps were built to go up to the altar, the Kohen would have to lift his leg too high, and he'd be, in a sense, exposing himself immodestly to the stones, to the steps below. And so instead, a ramp has to be built. And Rashi says, if we're worried about embarrassing these stones, an inanimate object, the hypothetical steps, then how much more so do we have to be careful about the feelings of others? Another commentator says that the ascent up the altar represents an ascent to greatness. And when people become great, rich, famous, powerful, there's a corresponding temptation to engage in acts of forbidden intimacy. And so that's the warning. Be very careful as you go up on that ascent to greatness. Don't expose your nakedness. A lesson with a lot of resonance these days during the Epstein file dump, where day after day, yet another rich, powerful, famous person is outed as having been engaging in all sorts of truly horrifying, tawdry, inappropriate acts of forbidden intimacy. And a final lesson. That ascent up to the altar represents raising your level of spirituality. If we would build steps, then that would mean if you want to get closer to God, if you want to increase your ruchnius, your spirituality, well, then you have to take a step of a predetermined amount, however many inches high that step is. So instead, we build a ramp to teach us that when you're growing in your spirituality, you could take a step of any amount, a big step, a small step, a medium step, a half step, a baby step, a stutter step. Just take steps at your pace. In fact, the sages tell us that small steps are usually more effective than big steps because they're more likely to result in something that you'll keep doing instead of taking on too much too soon. And we have to be careful not to stand on that same step because life is a down escalator. If you're standing still, resting on your laurels when you're going down, every Yom Kippur, you want to be able to say to God, God, I'm begging you. I'm asking you for another year of life. And you know what I have for my backup? You know what my argument is based on? Look at the last year. Look how I improved myself. It might have only been a baby step. It might have only been a half step, but it was a step. I improved. So I'm asking you for another year so that I can continue to improve. Broadway Joe Namath, the famous Jets quarterback, when he wrote his autobiography, he entitled it, I Can't Wait Until Tomorrow, because I get better looking every day. Our mantra should be, I can't wait until tomorrow, because I get better every day.